Mobile 1 beginner mic. Get a lot going on here. Okay, there we go. I was just about to say, we're just about ready, and here we go. Now we're rolling off for these beginner Mobile 1 micro sprints, starting first in heat number 1, 6 laps. In first, it's the 7M of Michael Tunn. In second, it's the 4 of Emmett Speck. In third, it's the 71 of Kane McAllister. And in fourth, it's the 88X of Oakley Jameson. In fifth, it's the 28 of Kalen Walker. And in sixth, it's the 9 of Braden Pettit. In seventh, it's the 529 of Lucian Anthony. Eighth is the 10M of Easton Hill. And rounding out the field, it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald.
Racked and stacked following the pace ATV. That's different. That's different this week. It's usually the buggy in the infield, but they're all 2x2 behind that pace ATV. It's throwing me off here. Carter along with the green flag in hand, and we are green.
Michael Tunn is going to lead him to the inside, but everybody passes him. Emmett Speck is going to shoot down into the first and will lead him going into the backstretch.
Speck, your leader down the back straightaway. Pettit sitting in that second spot. He'll try and creep his way to the back bumper of Speck here down the front straightaway.
Michael Tunn in third and Kane McAllister in fourth. They're all single file, and we got a bit of a battle going on back there. And oh, the 28 goes for a spin. That is Kalen Walker. Was in a little bit of a battle there with the 529 of Lucian Anthony, but lost control. Seemed a bit harmless there. I don't know if we have a replay of that. Probably not, but the 28 of Kalen Walker is going to get sent to the back of the field there. All single file here.
Single file restart for these Mobile 1 beginners. Getting them all lined up here.
Everybody's a bit stood out. Looks like the 71 of Kane McAllister shut off. Gonna have to fire him back up. You're on that gorgeous green 71 machine.
So 4 separate heats for these Mobile 1 beginners. They drew in quite the field here for tonight. Box stocks with a good 13-car field. There's a lot of action to be had tonight, so you are going to want to stick around for this.
I'm excited to see those box stocks. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, they are fun to watch as you get at it, and always great racing here at Ohsweken Speedway.
Getting everybody pacing around here. Pace ATV, not out yet. Gonna get everybody single file out for this restart here. Got a bit of some slower traffic at the back there. Emmett Speck, your leader. Braden Pettit in second. Then it's Michael Tunn in third. That 529 or the 28 of Kalen Walker in fourth. Then it's the 529 of Lucian Anthony and the 71 of Kane McAllister back there in that group. Then it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald, and then rounding out the field, that is the 10M of Easton Hill. Yellow flag still out as we wait for these Just rejoin the field. Lucian Anthony being called up a spot there from Kalen Walker. He'll take that 4th place position. Got a bit of communication issues here with that 28 of Kalen Walker.
We're trying to get her underway, but a little bit of a difficulty.
One thing I do have to point out, and this is for a lot of pavement racers, is Kane McAllister's car is literally identical to his dad's, except for the fact that it's a micro sprint. And it's green. But it looks exactly the same. Both gorgeous looking cars there. It's in my head because APC series at Delaware last weekend.
Good racing there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Connor Pritico picked up that one there. Bumped Steckley out of the way.
Yeah, it was a burner there on the track and in the weather there. I was sweating's putting it lightly. Anyway, Carter Long's got the green flag in his hand, and let's continue some racing. Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit will lead him off going on the front straightaway. Let's see what happens this time around.
Single file into 1 and 2. Pettit almost in the battle there for his position, trying to hold on. Speck still your leader.
Oh, Lucian Anthony was on that inside line of Michael Tunn and went for a bit of a spin and obliterated 2 pylons there.
Not the pylons.
Uh-oh, that one looks...
Oh, it's in pieces.
That's
it's
terminal. Oh, the horror. It's one of the new ones, too. Well, put it right back out there. It should be fine, but that'll put us back under the yellow flag again. Still got a bit of communication issues, but it's the beginner division, and, you know, the most important thing about this is not the racing. It's getting the experience, you know, getting these kids their first times out there on the tracks and, you know, learning how to drive, learning how to deal with, and, you know, for some of these guys, it's their first time in any motorsport ever, so can't blame it on them. It's just part of being a kid. But yellow flag is out here. Emmett Speck is still your leader. Then it's Michael Tunn, Braden Pettit, Kane McAllister, and Kalen Walker. That's your top 5.
And, of course, these beginners are sponsored by Mobil 1. The Mobil family of lubricants includes world-famous brands which have a legacy of innovation and decades of proven performance in consumer and business use. This dedication to continually improving the lubricants and services that empower mobility in vehicles and productivity in industrial machinery is at core of our offer. Mobil 1, a proud sponsor of these beginners.
Green flag is out for Carter Long. It looks like we're ready to go green flag racing again. Emmett Speck, Michael Tunn, and Braden Pettit, they're going to go side by side going down into turn number 1.
Catching up with the slow car there, Speck moves out of the way. Tunn and Pettit split and put them in the middle. Cross flags are out. We're halfway done this heat race.
Kane McAllister's ripping on the high side there. He's going to be challenging Braden Pettit for that 3rd place position, and they're going to work together. And now, oh, Pettit goes super wide there. Kane McAllister still on that outside fighting for that 3rd place position. Out front, it's all Emmett Speck as he's going to have to pass through some more lap traffic, and the field's going to have to split them too.
The battle for second, they're looking to go 3 wide. Tunn sitting in that 2nd spot, the 71 of Anthony. And Pettit right now, they're all battling for that spot. Emmett Speck, he'll race it into 3 and 4. He'll pick up heat race number 1. Tunn comes out in 2nd, and they were nose to nose there, the line it looked like.
I think Kane McAllister slowed down a bit and Pettit swooped it from right under. I think he might have an issue on his car because he flew by there past Pettit as he got blocked by the lap traffic and then just kind of slowed down there. And I think he's still got some problems there. He's slow and stopping now on the back straightaway in that green 71. I don't know if something broke or something damaged there, but it looked like he had a lot of momentum and just dropped out right under his feet.
And heat number 2 for these Mobil 1 beginners, all lined up right beside us. Just waiting to get the 71 off of the racetrack.
As you can see there, that is the 20 of Ashton Van Houten and Travis Whitaker there, your front row, getting ready to push off. Another great lineup with some interesting drivers to see here. Looks like we're just about ready to go. And here's the pace truck.
There we go. Now it feels right.
Everything's right in the world. And here we go, rolling off for this second 6-lap heat for these Mobil 1 beginner micro sprints. Starting first, it's the 20 of Austin Van Houten, and in second, it's Travis Whitaker in the 17. In third, it's the 27 of Maverick Chichok, and in fourth, it's the 09 of Casey Walker. In fifth, it's the 67 of Easton McNaughton, and in sixth, it's the 96 of Jolene Hookert. In seventh, it's the 94 of Georgia Hookert, and rounding up the field, it's the number 7 of Christopher Young. Carter Long with the Golf Depot white flag in his hand. One more time around for these drivers, and we will get started with our second heat race of the evening.
Two lined up behind the pace truck, 6 laps, the distance for this Mobil 1 beginner heat race. They'll creep their way down the back straightaway, ready to cut them loose. Carter Long with a green flag in hand.
Van Houten and Whitaker, let's see what they do going on the start. And Travis Whitaker's going to shoot down in that orange 17. He'll lead him going into turn number 2. Casey Walker's not too far behind.
Whitaker, your leader down the back straightaway. Walker slowly reeling him in, going into corners number 3 and 4. They'll both slide up the racetrack. Walker shoots down to the inside.
Easton McNaughton's going to be battling for that second place in his 6-7 car. And the 09 of Casey Walker there in second will manage to hold off there. But out front, it's all Travis Whitaker.
Casey Walker trying to reel in that 17 machine. The 67 of McNaughton in that third spot. Cross flags are out. We're halfway done this heat race.
Casey Walker's now going to be making a challenge for Travis Whitaker on that 17. Trying to make it work on the outside. Doesn't quite have it there, but on the back stretch, they'll get closer. And will they have it this time? Not quite. Travis Whitaker's playing some tough defense there in that orange 17.
Walker to the outside, going into 1. Walker with the nose there, coming out of corner number 2. Walker looks to be your new leader for the Golf Depot white flag.
One more time around for these beginner drivers as they're going to have to split some lap traffic now. Casey Walker's got a big advantage now as Travis Whitaker falls back in. Oh, Casey Walker goes for a spin. Travis Whitaker goes wide. And Easton McNaughton's going to slip through and he'll take the win in this heat race.
Whitaker finishes in that second spot. And I believe the 94 of Hookert finishes in that third spot. Walker had it all tightened up there and looped it around there coming out at 2.
Oh, I did not expect that at all. My brain immediately froze when I saw Travis Whitaker go and slide down. Casey Walker just has a big lead, goes for a spin, and then Travis Whitaker gets held up and slowed down by lap traffic there, and Easton McNaughton just shoots right through the gap and takes the win.
And the Doty Creek Agri-Services box stocks are up next. Starting on the pole for this one of the 53, that is Eddie Burbridge. And is outside of the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Rolling off third in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. And is outside of the 02, that's Everett Burbridge. Rolling off fifth in the 15G, that's Grayson Maloyheen. And is outside in the 97, that's Andy Gray. Rolling off seventh in the 24S, that's Sadie Probelli. And her outside of the 72, that is Silas Podwinski. Rolling off 9th in the 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson, and is outside in the 10th spot in the 02C, that is Cecil Burbridge. Grayson Lazoun and Diesel Montour make up the 6th row, and rounding the field, Hunter Hill in the 28. We are green.
Eddie Burbridge and Grayson Powers are going to lead them going into the turn. We got a big battle there, 2 wide, 3-car battle for that first place position as the lap one's underway. It is all Eddie Burbridge in that 53 machine.
Burbridge leads him down the back straightaway. Here comes the 0-2 to the bottom. He'll make his way to that second spot. Past Maloyheen bumps out Eddie Burbridge, but he'll shut the door going into 1.
Eddie Burbridge is playing some tough defense there, but Everett Burbridge and Maloyheen are not far on behind. Those 3 cars are getting a bit of a gap there to Powless there in 4th place as he'll have the rest of the field on his tail.
Burbridge down to the inside. He'll take the lead down the back straight away. Eddie Burbridge falls back to the 2nd spot. Cross flags are out. That's 4 laps left to go.
That battle's not done yet as Eddie Burbridge is going to take that spot right back in there in an intense battle for the lead. Then Grayson Powless and Grayson Malloy there battling for that 3rd place position there. And now we're side by side going down the front stretch, and that battle for first is Eddie Burbridge and Everett Burbridge going at it.
Everett Burbridge, your leader, going into 3 and 4. 2 laps left to go. Eddie Burbridge sneaks his way down to the bottom. Not able to make anything happen. He's got Grayson Malloy hot on his tail.
Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for Everett Burbridge. Eddie Burbridge is trying to make something work for one final time, but Grayson Malloy on his tail trying to shut the door. And Grayson Malloy goes for a spin and loses the wheel. Is that a wheel?
That is a wheel, and that ain't supposed to happen.
And Silas Podwinski went a little bit wide there too. I didn't see what happened with him.
Did a couple donuts there.
Yeah. Wheel comes off there.
I think we might get a replay for this one. We'll see.
Take a look now. You have to drag Grayson into the infield here. And we're going to have a bit of a shootout there for this final spot. Everett Burbridge and Eddie Burbridge are going to have to duke it out for that final position. Can have a single file restart this time around. Straighten them all out.
Get the wheel back on.
We're going to send them back out.
Well. I don't think so.
Wow, we got time trying to figure out what is going on here. I believe we do. No, we don't. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for these Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks. Everett Burbridge is going to lead him to the green, but Eddie is not far behind him, and the same thing goes for Grayson Powless. Green and white flag is out one more time around for these drivers.
Everett Burbridge, your leader, down the back straight away with a good gap going into corners 3 and 4. Everett Burbridge picks up heat race number 1 for these Doty Creek box stocks. Eddie Burbridge in that 2nd spot, and Grayson Powless will round out the top 3.
That'll do it for the first round of heats for these guys. And next up, it's the GSR Junior Flats. We got a nice field here tonight. Going to be excited for some good action. So these drivers are going to put on a good show for us. And we got a great looking track out there tonight.
Junior Flats are all lined up. Getting ready to take the racetrack for their heat race. 8 laps the distance.
Rolling out for these GSR Junior Flats. It's time for the starting lineup. Starting first, it's the 17R of Jack Ruxay, and in second, it's the 9D of Tovin DeLima. In third, it's the 88 of Roan Reed, and in fourth, it's the 51 of Evan Sauter. And in fifth, it's the 88X of Jamison Kane. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around before we're going to go to war with these 5 Junior Flats.
Green flag is out for these GSR Junior Flats.
Jack Ruxay and Tovin DeLima are immediately going to shoot it. And oh, Rowan Reed and Jamison Kane went for a bit of contact there. Green flag is still out. And we got a battle for the lead. Tovin DeLima is going to take the lead from Jack Ruxay.
DeLima, your leader, down the back straightaway. Jack sitting in that 2nd spot. Jamison Kane sitting in the 3rd spot. All single filed out.
All 3 of these drivers are bad fast in this division, but Tovin DeLima has been a strong front runner this year and last year too. He'll lead them out and just keep controlling the pace there. They're all single file throughout the track.
Cross flags, 4 laps left to go for Tovin de Lima.
The field is going to start to come on to some lap traffic there. That is the 51 of Evan Sauter. Now the pack is going to make their way to try and move on the 80 of Rowan Reed.
Two laps left to go for Tovin de Lima in the 9D machine. Ruxay in that 17R sitting in the second spot. Jamison Kane and the Golf Depot white flag is out.
Jack Ruxay is going to move to that outside line, trying to make a move, doesn't have it there. And now Jamison Kane is going to get closer. Will he have a chance to catch up to that 17R of Jack Ruxay? Tovin de Lima will take the win, and Jack Ruxay will hold off Jamison Kane in that 17R.
And that'll conclude heat race number 1 for these GSR Junior Flats. They'll pull it into the infield and get ready for their second heat race of the night. Up next, we have our Open Micro Sprints presented by William Bros Heating.
Of course, at Williams Heating and Cooling, a family-owned and operated business with many years of experience in providing top-notch residential heating and cooling services. Their team of experts is dedicated to offering you the best service possible, from estimates to installation to repair. They take pride in their work and strive for 100% customer satisfaction. They say that their goal is to build lasting relationships with their customers and ensure that they receive the best service possible.
The William Bros Heating Open Micro Sprints make their way onto the racetrack. Starting on the pole for this one at Welland in the 96, it's Brennan Hager. And his outside at Harrisburg, it's Flying Ryan Wilson in the 71. Rolling off third in the 24K at Hagersville, that's Kiana Teal. And her outside at a Six Nations in the 0J, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. Rolling off fifth in the 00 out of Dorchester, that's Jack Smolders. And rounding out the field out of Brantford in the 88, that's Riley Mercer.
The usual suspects are here tonight for some more racing here. The top cheddar, as we used to say. I don't know if I can bring that back. Probably might not be a good idea.
That's all you.
Gonna get these drivers all rounded up and ready to fire off here in this first heat race for these guys. Brennan Hager and Ryan Wilson there. Yellow flag is still out.
Johnny Miller with a bit of a retro look there. He did, what happened? He didn't roll it last week, did he? He did something.
I'm trying to remember. It's been so long.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while.
2x2 down the back straightaway. One more lap till we go green. Hager and Wilson on the front row for this one. Kiana Teal, Johnny Miller, Smolders, and Mercer will round out the field. 10 laps the distance for these William Bros Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints.
Let's see if tonight Brennan Hager can repeat what he did last time when we were out here and picking up that win. Green flag is out, and that black and red 96 is going to lead him off, but Ryan Wilson's hot on his tail, and they're side by side going into turn number 2.
Hager leads him down the back straightaway. Wilson shoots to the outside, working his way into 3 and 4. Wilson trying to sneak away there. Brennan Hager keeping it cool on the bottom.
Kiana Teal in third, running that high side there, and Johnny Miller and Riley Mercer are going to follow suit. They start to single file out there, but the battle is all up front between Brennan Hager and Ryan Wilson.
Wilson working that outside line. Brennan Hager keeping it down on the bottom. Wilson with a run to the outside of Hager. Wilson trying to get by Hager. Hager just a little bit faster there on the bottom.
He'll finally swoop by the inside and make an effort for it, but Brennan Hager's not willing to give it up. Let's see if he's got it this time. Still not quite yet. Brennan Hager is relentless on that inside line.
Ryan Wilson keeping it to the outside of Brennan Hager. Makes the move. He'll take it down the back straightaway. Hager still creeping his way around the bottom.
Hager's running a bad, fast line there on that 96. Still doesn't quite have it yet. No matter what happens, he'll manage to swoop out. Don't think this time around, but they are still playing some tight defense. Now it looks like Jack Smolders and Kiana Teal are battling for that third place position.
Wilson, your new leader down the front straightaway. Hager follows suit in that second place position. Trying to get by him, but Wilson keeps shutting the door.
And Jack Smolders has won the battle against Kiana Teal. His 00 machine will take that third place position. But Kiana Teal's not done yet as she's going to start creeping on the back of him.
Wilson with a good lead over Brennan Hager down the front straightaway. The Golf Depot white flag is out. Smulders sitting in that third spot. Ryan Wilson through 3 and 4. He'll come out as your heat race #1 winner. It's Flying Ryan Wilson, Brennan Hager, and Smulders the top 3 for this one.
Kiana Teal is going to round them out. Then it's Johnny Miller and Riley Mercer. And that'll do it for this first round of heat racing for these guys. And now it's time, I forgot, we got one more division left. It's almost time for the Huffman Restorations Senior Flats.
All lined up right beside us. The open micro sprints make their way into the pit area. Starting on the pole for this one in the 42, that's Jack McPhail, and is outside of the 33, Theron man Ron McGarry. Rolling off third in the 44B, that is Bella General, and her outside of the 33H, that's Mark Husband. Rolling off 15th rolling off 5th rather in the 15 machine, that's Anthony Verd, and is outside of the 17, that is Matt Reed, in the 78 rather. Rolling off 7th in the 28, that's Cameron Book, and is outside of the 66, that's Bailey Salt. Rolling off 9th in the 90, that's Chris DeLima, and is outside of the 77, that's Randy Hollingshead. And Adam Stastilla, I believe Stastilla, and Robbie General make up the final row. Green flag is out.
McPhail and Ron McGarry are going to lead him going into turn #2, and Matt Reed in that red 78 is on that outside. We got a 3-way battle for the lead, and oh, we got one around. That is that a 28 at Cameron Book? Can't see the number.
That'll make a complete restart.
The 18 of Sestilla's is going to stop and talk to Carter Long. Cameron, oh yeah, it was Cameron that went for a spin there. We're going to get ready to start him over again. Bella General in that 44B, Matt Reed in that 78, and of course your two up front runners, Jack McPhail and Ron McGarry. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for the interior and exterior renovation special Hart Huffman restorations. That was okay, and I messed it up. Let's see what happens on this restart. Jack McPhail, Ron McGarry, let's see how it rolls.
Ron McGarry jumps up to an early lead down the back straightaway. Bella Lynn looking to the inside.
Looks like the 78 of Matt Reed is going to pull off there. Ron McGarry is going to play some tough defense. Looks like the 77 of Randy Hollingshead, he might have some problems there. He pulls off and is slow to the side, and I don't know if he'll be able to make it to the pit lane.
Bella General, your new leader, going into 1 and 2. Ron McGarry hot on her tail. And Anthony Vert sitting in the 3rd spot.
Adam Stasilla is flying there. He's made his way all the way up to 5th now. Same with Cameron Book. Both of them start at the back, and look where they are now in 4th and 5th respectively. Anthony, a yellow flag is out for Randy Hollingshead, who could make it around. Bella General out front, Ron McGarry in 2nd, Anthony Verdi, then it's Stasilla and Cameron Book there. But wow, what a run for those two. Started all the way at the back, pushed all the way up as we see Randy Hollingshead is going to push his card out. He's done for this heat race. Or maybe not, he's taking a look at it right there.
Bella General, Ron McGarry, and Anthony Verd, the top 3 for this one. This is Ron McGarry's type of track. Slick. Easy to work around for him.
Still pacing around there, trying to figure out some lineup issues with these Huffman Restoration Senior Flats. While we got the time, let's talk about some of the presenting sponsors who help put on these micro sprints every Thursday night. Cool Kids, the leading manufacturer of quality ice and water products, temperature-controlled storage, and distribution. They lead the market through product process and innovation. And you can't forget Halnor Mechanical, your go-to company in Six Nations in Holloman and Norfolk for all of your HVAC needs. Trying to figure everything out here. Looks like they're pointing at maybe that light. Is that the 66 of Bailey Salt?
Yes. I heard something about a silver helmet from Jeff over there.
Oh boy, I didn't hear it. Just trying to figure out everything that's going on. Calling out to position.
Something's going on here and I don't know what.
We're just clueless. We're trying to figure it out. Yeah. Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints are lined up and ready to go shortly here, but back out on the track. They're calling out to Robbie General. That's who it was. And the 66 of Bailey Salt is stopping there too. I believe we got everything figured out now. Carter Long. He's got the Golf Depot white flag in his hand, but he's not waving it, and we're still trying to figure out what is going on with these Huffman Restoration Senior Flats.
So, I'd just like to point out, the 28 of Cameron Book was in a car accident 2 weeks ago, or whenever we were last racing. So his dad was in the cart. He's back. He said his shoulder was iffy. But he's running fourth right now, so it can't be too bad.
iffy, but he's slicing through the field like a hot knife through butter.
But no, it is. It's good to see him back.
Yeah.
Good to see him back and healthy. Still running fourth.
Yeah. Let's see if he can hold off his partner at starting at the back there, Adam Cecil, in that pink 18 machine. Golf Depot white flag is out, and we are finally ready to get rolling here. Bella General, Ron McGarry, Anthony Verdi, Cameron Book, your top four there. Pacing down the back straightaway, single file restart. Here we go.
Green flag is out. Bella General, your leader down the back straightaway. Vert sneaks to the inside of McGarry. He'll pass him down the back straightaway.
Anthony Verdi and Ron McGarry are going to be battling for that second place spot. And here comes Cameron Book. He wants to join in on the action. He'll be battling with Ron McGarry in that 33. And Adam Cecilla wants to join in too. We got a three-way battle for the fourth place position.
Book fighting off two cars there. McGarry shoots down to the inside, follows Cecilla down the bottom.
Dicey defense these three are playing. Adam Cecilla's going to keep it controlled in third, but Ron McGarry's going to try and make some moves too. They're side by side going on the front stretch. Cameron Book, Ron McGarry. Who is it going to be going on the back stretch this time?
McGarry working that outside line. Golf Depot white flag out for Bella General in the 44. Verd sitting in that second spot still. Cecilla creeping on the back end of Verd.
Let's see if Cecilla can make some moves. Cameron Book will take that fourth place position, but Bella General's going to take the win. It looks like Anthony Verdi in second, Adam Cecilla in third, fourth, and fifth. That'll be Cameron Book and then Robbie General. Or not Robbie General, Ron McGarry.
That'll conclude the first round of heat racing. Up next, the beginners for their third and fourth heat. Mobile 1 beginners.
These Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints are going to roll out in just a moment here. Calling about a possible pair of debris on the backstretch.
You can see it.
Where? Trying to take a look. Oh yeah, it's glowing there. Well, while they're trying to figure out what that is, Mobile 1 wants to know, what are your goals, whether it's keeping your car or truck in peak condition or your plan at the height of its productivity? Mobile Lubricants and Services can help you tackle the challenges of today with the next generation technologies of tomorrow.
And Mobile One, your presenting sponsor for these beginner micro sprints. Thanks for hopping aboard.
There we go. Got everything figured out, and they should be ready to roll. Still searching the track. I think you should be good to go. Now,
Who knows?
well, while we got time, might as well tell everybody that if you're coming here to watch these micro sprints, or you're here supporting or even racing yourself, we have a brand new concession stand. The one that's right behind where we're announcing from, and of course the main building there is now finally open. So the old concession stand is closed, and now all your business and food will be dealt right there. They got a whole new menu of popcorn chicken, pizza, hamburgers, mozzarella sticks. They got a lot of stuff. It was pretty good. I enjoyed the slice of pizza. And of course the hamburger there too. So get in there and check it out.
Still waiting for these Mobile One beginners to get onto the racetrack. We don't know what's up, but they're sitting there.
Play game of Go Fish, right? Or wait.
Uno.
Yeah.
Solitaire.
Solitaire.
Just start playing poker.
I'm surprised that there isn't game of poker going on right now in the infield.
In here. I'll put some money on the table.
It's like on the Friday nights, you should get on the giant big screen, a game of solitaire going. What's Adam doing in the tower? Uh-oh, busted. Anyway.
Okay.
Rolling off for heat number 3. Starting off, first in the 6, it's Braden Pettit. And in second, it's the 28 of Kalen Walker. And in third, it's the 88X of Oakley Jamison. In fourth, it's the 71 of Kane McAllister. And in fifth, it's the 4 of Emmett Speck. In sixth, it's the 7M of Michael Tunn. And in seventh, it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald. In eighth, it's the 10M of Easton Hill. And in ninth, it's the 529 of Lucian Anthony.
Two by two down the match straight away. Pettit, your leader, sitting on the pole for this one. DeBoer pulls into the infield, and the green flag is out.
Pettit and Kalen are going to lead with the green flag, but here comes Emmett Speckwell, who will swoop that second place position. And now Kane McAllister and Lucian Anthony are going to look to jump on that spot, but they don't have it yet. Kalen Walker is going to play some defense in that third place position.
Oh, little squirrely there off of corner number 4. Pettit, your leader down the back straightaway. Emmett Speck in the second spot. Getting a little slick there off corner number 2.
Lucian Anthony goes for a bit of a spin, keeps it under control there. And now Emmett Speck is on the tail of Braden Pettit. Going to try and make some moves as they're going to move into the lap traffic now.
Cross flags are out. We're 3 laps left to go for this one.
Out front, it's all Braden Pettit. Then it's Emmett Speck. Then there's a little bit of a gap. A yellow flag is out. Lucian Anthony and that 10M of Easton Hill goes for a bit of a spin.
Trevor DeBoer just started bucking it up the racetrack.
He's going to have to run down and get back in the pace buggy.
Run. Run, Forrest, run.
So your current lineup here for these cars is Braden Pettit, Emmett Speck, Kalen Walker, not Easton Hill for long, 7M of Michael Dunn,
Good racing so far for these Mobile One beginners.
Yeah, there was some good action there. If that yellow flag didn't happen, we would have been super close to watching Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit make a battle there, but I feel like that's immediately what we're going to see when we jump right back to the green flag in these Mobile One beginner micro sprints.
Getting them all situated here. Trying at least.
The 88 of, who that is, 88X of Oakley Jamison. 5th place there, I believe. Looks like we got everything just about figured out. I hope. I believe so.
We're trying.
Yeah. An attempt is being made, and that's all that counts, especially in these beginner micro sprints.
Oh, okay, we're coming to a stop.
Might have to stop on the front stretch, but lineup is good. We got the call. Golf Depot white flag is out, and after one more time around, Braden Pettit and Emmett Speck are gonna lead them off in a turn.
1 lap or 3 laps left to go for this one. Pettit and Speck having a good battle throughout this race until that yellow flag came out. Speck looking to make a move on Pettit here to pick up heat race number 2 for him, and the green flag is out.
Braden Pettit will lead him to the green flag there, and we immediately got a 3-way battle. Oakley, Jamison, Michael Tunn, and Kalen Walker are going to battle for that 3rd place spot. Michael Tunn shoots down to the inside there, and he'll swoop the 3rd place spot from under the 28's feet.
Speck down to the inside of Braden Pettit. Pettit leads him into corners in the 1 and 2. He'll pass by a slow car there down the back straightaway.
Emmett Speck is inching closer and closer as the laps keep winding down. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for Braden Pettit. Can he hold off the flaming 4?
Braden Pettit works his way into 3 and 4. He'll pick up heat race number 3. Look, that's tough to say. Looked like he had it though.
That was close, and looks like Emmett Speck got it there.
He had that 1-1 till he slid up the racetrack there a bit. Speck stuck his nose down to the inside, got a better run down the front straightaway.
That was a great finish there, of course. Always good to see these beginner micro sprints have some action. And now the final heat race of the night for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints are getting set to roll off in just about a second here. While we got a quick moment, let's talk a word about Tri-City Bearings. Tri-City Bearings is your local supplier of bearings and power transmission equipment. They are bringing old school service back to life. Don't know what is going on here.
Trevor DeBoer runs up the racetrack. Or Superman.
Hey, after some of these recent performances, both on the Friday night and here on the Thursday night, put in a lot of work. Anyway, heat number 4 is rolling off, and let's give you the starting lineup. Starting first in the 7, it's Christopher Young, and in second, it's the 94 of Georgia Hookert. In third, it's the 96 of Jolene Hookert, and in fourth, it's the 67 of Easton McNaughton. In fifth, it's the 09 of Casey Walker, and in sixth, it's the 27 of Maverick Chichok. In 7th, it's the 17 of Travis Whitaker, and rounding out the field in the 20, it's Austin Van Houten. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around before the Pace ATV will pull in and we'll send him off for the final heat race of these beginner micro sprints.
2 by 2. Ready to go green flag racing down the back straightaway for the final time.
Go. Jolene Hookert and Christopher Young. No, sorry, Georgia Hookert will shoot off into the inside and they'll take the lead going in down the backstretch.
Hookert, your leader for lap number 1. Young in that 7 machine sits in the second spot, and the 67 of McNaughton in third.
McNaughton is going to try and make some moves, doesn't quite have it yet. The field starts to single file out there, but maybe not for long. Looks like Christopher Young and McNaughton are going to make some moves. They're getting closer and closer to that 94 of Georgia Hookert every single second.
Oh, we got one up.
Oh,
Upside down there in corners 1 and 2. I didn't see anything about that one.
red flag is out there. Travis Whitaker in that 17 goes for a tumble. That was I didn't see what happened there. Don't know if we have a replay or not. They're gonna look at Travis Whitaker, make sure he is all good before we get him rolling out again. They're still going to take a look at Travis Whitaker, make sure he's all good and ready to go. Believe he should be good there. One thing though, I gotta say, is since, well, I guess it doesn't really matter anyway because we only do microsprints during the summer anyway, but the sun is gonna take a long time to set, especially, I don't know, might even be able to get all our racing before the sun goes down. Don't quote me on it though.
But
I was gonna say I should say that, and the sun's gonna immediately set, and we're gonna do all the racing after dark.
Getting him spun around there.
Believe we should be ready to go. Trying to get everybody paced around. Now we're going to have the challenge of firing everybody back up, getting them back in the order, and firing them back up for this final heat race for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints. Trying to figure out the order right now as we start to push these micro sprints off. RaceMed's going to back it back up into the corner here. And Jeff's out there coordinating. Reminds me of I don't know what the term is for it. The at the airports, and they carry the lights and the sticks. What's the name for the? you know what? Never mind.
Trafficker thing.
Yeah, not the air traffic controller. I don't know what
the guy with the light sticks.
Yeah, with the light sticks that guides the planes in. Like that's what it feels. That's what it feels like every time we have to stop them on the field. But honestly, I feel like without them, the airport wouldn't run, and without this being possible, we'd be out here for ages trying to get these beginner micro sprints sorted out. But of course, it's good though, especially that we can do that, because as soon as they go out there and coordinate the field, everybody swoops up quickly, everything's fine, and we get right back to racing. So it's easier to do that sometimes, especially with these beginners, because some of these guys don't even have radios and can't listen. So it's absolutely necessary at points to get this done, and it's a big team effort here. So going to be exciting. 4 laps to go for this second beginner heat, or the 4th heat, the second round of heats.
Looks like they got them all lined up.
Just running right back in, and we should be good to go. Carter's going to go back to his post. Everybody's all hands on deck for this beginner heat. Pace buggy rolling off again. Georgia Hookert is going to lead him around. Christopher Young, Easton McNaughton, Casey Walker, Maverick Chichok. Your top 5.
4 laps left to go in this heat race. Carter Long will give him the Golf Depot white flag. Be our 1 lap till we go green.
Bittersweet, slowly pacing around. Getting ready to go here. Single file restart. Georgia Hookert and Christopher Young. Let's see what happens this time around. Green flag is out. Georgia Hookert is going to lead him going into turn number 1. She is flying right now.
Young sitting in that second spot. McNaughton in the 67 machine rolling in third. Cross flags are out. 3 laps left to go.
Casey Walker's getting close there. They might be making an attempt, but out front it is all Georgia Hookert.
2 laps left to go for Hookert here. Christopher Young and McNaughton still the top 3 for this one. Walker sitting in that 3rd spot, or 4th spot rather.
Field is going to start to cross some lap traffic now. Single file out there, all equal distance as the Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for Georgia Hookert. Don't think there's a lot of room there for Christopher Young to make a move.
Hookert will work her way into 3 and 4. She'll pick up heat race number 2. Christopher Young in 2nd and McNaughton in 3rd.
Casey Walker in 4th and Maverick Chichok in 5th, and that will be your top 5 for these beginner micro sprints. And that will finish off all of their heat racing. And next up, it's time for the Doty Creek box stocks.
They're all lined up right next to us. Good 8-lap heat race. 13 cars in this field.
While we got time, let's shout out one of our sponsors, LMP Excavation. LMP Excavation, landscaping, seawall, septic installs, driveways, retaining walls, drainage, and laser grading. LMP Excavation.
The Doty Creek Agri Services box stocks lined up ready for their 2nd heat race of the night. Starting on the pole for this one in the 28, that's Hunter Hill, and is outside of the 14, that's Diesel Montour. Rolling off 3rd of the 51, that's Grayson Lazoun, and is outside of the 02C, that is Cecil Burbridge. Rolling off 5th in the 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson, and is outside of the 72, that is Silas Podwinski. Rolling off in that 7th spot, Sadie Probelli in the 24S, and her outside of the 97, that's Andy Gray. Rolling off in the 9th spot, Grayson Malloyheen in the 15G, and it's outside in the 02 machine, that's Everett Burbridge. Bentley Slider rolls off in the 11th spot. Grayson Powles in the 18G rolls off 12th, and rounding out the field in the 53, that is Eddie Burbridge.
Hunter Hill Diesel Montour. Let's see what happens this time. Final heat race for these guys tonight, and whoa, everybody goes wide and loose there at the start.
Ooh. Caution flag is out. Pile up there a bit between the 51 and...
I believe that's Eddie Burbridge there too.
Yeah, Eddie Burbridge should call for a complete restart.
Just looked like the 51 lost it there going to the turn, and Eddie Burbridge couldn't get out of the way in time, or didn't see him, and just clipped him by accident there. Here's the replay.
That was a bit of a clobber there, too.
Yeah.
Eddie Burbridge just kind of slid his way in there and wham.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That was
from that angle, yeah.
That wasn't a soft tap.
Raceman's out there taking a look at Eddie Burbridge there.
That was not a light hit, so...
Always good to take a look.
Rattle his brain around in there.
Red flag is out. They're going to stop to take a look. Make sure everybody's good. Everybody's all stopped up. Here's one more look there. Just everybody piles up off that, and then Eddie Burbridge just kind of comes around and hits the front end there. Still taking a look at him, making sure everything's good.
Better make sure he's all right and send him back out.
Yeah. Trying to get that. Don't know who that is in the 24. It is
Sadie Probelli.
Sadie Probelli there in that teal. Is that a teal? Teal bluish green 24S there on the inside of the track. Carter Long's going to try and get him refired as just out there figuring out the lineup. Hunter Hill, Everett Burbridge. Still trying to figure everything out here with the lineup.
And while we're waiting, we'd like to thank Aero Pest Control, one of the presenting sponsors. Aero Pest Control recognizes that every business is unique and each business has its own concerns. Our pest control technicians are qualified to handle all of our pest prevention and control needs. We offer prompt and effective services at great industry prices. We offer preventative pest control programs for your peace of mind and to meet your exact needs. We offer pest control for all types of businesses, from restaurants to factories, from farms to variety stores. Call us to inspect your facility so we can customize our pest control services to your specific needs. Aero Pest Control.
Looks like everybody's back in position there. Eddie Burbridge will rejoin the rest of the field there. Raceman will pull off and should be good to go. Just got to figure out the lineup here for these Doty Creek box stock micro sprints.
Doty Creek Agri Services box stocks. Got them all lined up. Should just be a single file restart.
Double file restart. Oh, complete restart. You're right. Getting everybody figured out here. You can see Silas Pond Whiskey, Andy Gray, Grayson Malloy, Cecil Burrows, they're all getting lined up. Red flag still out here, but
we're trying.
Yeah, we're getting close. We're just about there with the restart. Only got 3 more cars to get into the right spots. Got everything figured out now. Grayson Lawson and Eddie Burbridge will rejoin up at the tail of the field after their incident. Just got the call, getting ready to go, and here we go. Hunter Hill, Everett Burbridge will get the pack rolling again. It's time for a full restart of it.
Hunter Hill and Diesel Montour. Burbridge is up there. I don't know why Montour's sitting in the 3rd spot. Golf Depot white flag.
One more time around before it's time to go to the green flag again. Hunter Hill will have to fend his spot off against Everett Burbridge there. And then Diesel Montour, a beginner driver last year, running in a pretty solid 3rd place position there. He's going to have to fight off Declan Saul Johnson, and that's 77. Green flag is out. We're going back to racing. Everett Burbridge is going to take the lead and shoot him down to the inside.
Burbridge, your leader down the back straightaway. Hunter Hill sitting in that 2nd spot. Declan Saul Johnson in 3rd. Andy Gray looking to creep his way around. Saul Johnson goes to the inside.
Declan Saul Johnson was trying to make some moves on that white 28 on Hunter Hill. Doesn't quite have it yet. The field starts to single file out, and now that 97 of Andy Gray is going to try and make some moves. And back and forth, Diesel Montour is going to try and hold off Grayson Malloy and Cecil Burbridge. We got a 3-way battle for the lead, for the 4th place position.
Declan Saul Johnson still sitting in that 3rd spot. Andy Gray trying to reel him in.
Cross flags out. Everett Burbridge is going to hold him up, but Diesel Montour is getting closer and closer. He might have a shot for that 1st place position now. We almost got a battle for the lead. Cars start to single file out now, and here we go. Hunter Hill's going to try and make some moves. They're side by side going into turn number 1.
Hunter Hill shoots his way down to the bottom. Gets a little, just kind of ran out of room there, and he'll stop at the bottom of corner number 2. That'll bring up the caution flag.
They just got super close to each other and a bit tangled up. As you can see, the sun is glistening off that track, especially in turn number 3 and down the backstretch. Woohoo! Gorgeous night for racing tonight as the yellow flag is out. 3 laps left to go here. Everett Burbridge, Declan Saul Johnson, Andy Gray, Cecil Burbridge, and Grayson Moynihan. Here's the replay of what happened.
Burbridge just ran him out of room, kind of punted him out of the way there.
Yeah, good spot. I'm surprised that Hill didn't immediately try and jump up because they had a bit of a gap to the rest of the field there, but I'm not driving, so I can't decide. Green flag is out. Everett Burbridge is going to lead him now, but Declan Saul Johnson and Andy Gray are hot on his tail.
Saul Johnson trying to defend that 97 to Andy Gray there for the second spot. The 02 Cecil Burbridge trying to make his way up into the top three.
2 more left to go for Everett Burbridge in that red 02. Declan Saul Johnson in second place and Andy Gray in third. That pack has got a lot of bad, fast cars, but white flag is out one more time around for Everett Burbridge.
Golf Depot white flag is out. Burbridge with a good-sized gap there over Declan Saul Johnson. And Everett Burbridge picks up heat race number 2 for these Doty Creek Agri Services box stocks. Salt Johnson finishes in that second spot, and Andy Gray rounds out the top 3.
Pull them on off the track, and then it's time for the GSR Junior Flats, their second and last heat race of the night. While we got time, let's shout out Strode's Barbecue. Strode's Barbecue, they're your ultimate source for everything barbecue. Whether you're looking for event catering or the best grills and accessories on the market, or even some hot takeout for lunch, Strode's has got the best around. They've been serving Brantford and surrounding communities for over 80 years, and it's undisputed that they're the experts when it comes to grilling.
GSR Junior Flats all lined up, as you can see. 5-car field here tonight.
Pretty swift here between these guys. Starting to roll off here. Now it's time for the starting lineup for their final 8-lap heat of the night. Starting first sits the 88X of Jamison Kane, and in second it's the 51 of Evan Sauter. In third, it's the 88 of Rowan Reed, and in fourth, it's the 90 of Tovin de Lima. And in fifth, and rounding up the field, it's the 17R of Jack Ruxay. Green next time by for these drivers.
The GSR Junior Flats work their way through corners 3 and 4. Green flag is out.
Rowan Reed's going to shoot down to that inside, and Jamison Kane will manage to hold him off. Now here comes Jack Ruxay, and they're going to split by Rowan Reed there in that blue 88 machine.
Jamison Kane, your leader through corners 1 and 2.
Looks like the 51 of Evan Sauter rips down on the inside. Don't know if that's a mechanical problem, but we will stay. Green flag racing here. Jamison Kane is all out in front. Then it's Jack Ruxay and the 9D of Tovin de Lima. Rowan Reed, she's fallen back to 4th place now. And it looks like they might be able to get Evan Sauter back onto the track, and they do. So he'll rejoin the field. And now it looks like we might have a battle for the 1st place position. Jack Ruxay and Jamison Kane there as we are halfway home.
4 laps left to go in this heat race. Jamison Kane, the 17R goes around there on the bottom of 1 and 2. That'll bring out the yellow flag.
Jack Ruxay takes it for a bit of a spin and parks it in the middle of turn 3 and 4 here.
Get them all fired back up and join the tail end of the field. Jamison Kane, your leader. Tovin de Lima in the 90, sitting in the 2nd spot. And Rowan Reed in 3rd, I believe.
Just saw the replay there. Single car incident. Goes for a bit of a spin, and Tovin de Lima swerves out of the way. That'll push Rowan Reed up to 3rd place now. And we are going to have an interesting battle here between Jamison Kane and Tovin de Lima in that 9D. Both these guys are bad fast here. Green flag is out. Let's see what happens this time around. Jamison Kane will lead him to the green flag.
Kane leads de Lima down the back straightaway. He'll work his way down to the inside, slides up in front of Jamison Kane, who cuts back down to the bottom.
Tovin de Lima running on that outside line. Do they have it yet? No, he doesn't. Jameson Kane's playing some tough defense on that 88X. 2 laps left to go, and Tovin Lima's going to swipe down to the inside, but he still doesn't quite have it, or maybe he does, going down on the backstretch now. Rowan Reed went for a bit of a spin there, but whoa, they were trading positions throughout the turn. That was an interesting fight.
That leaves 2 laps left to go for this one. It'll get them all single file back up.
Gonna get everybody re-fired out.
Trying to get them all single file, just waiting for this 51 to catch up.
Golf Depot white flag is out. Just about getting ready to go. Tovin Lima is going to have to make some wild... Actually, probably not. Tovin Lima is going to have to fight against some tough defense there with Jameson Kane and that 88X. Let's see how this one plays out towards the end. Jameson Kane will lead him off going down the front stretch.
Tovin Lima shoots down to the inside, and we've got 2 of them stacked there on the bottom. 3 of them.
3 of them.
And they ain't facing the right direction.
Looks like Rowan Reed and Jack Ruxay got collected there, and Evan Sauter went for a bit of spin to join the fun too. Yellow flag is back out for these GSR Junior Flats as we got 2 more to go. Here's the replay there. Jack Ruxay just lost it, and Rowan Reed the same thing and went into the back of him there. Waiting for Evan Sauter to join up with the field. Gonna go green this time by Tovin Lima, now in the lead. Now he's gonna have to play some tough defense against that 88X of Jameson Kane.
Single file, Carter Long with the green flag in hand. We are green.
Tovin Lima's going to lead him down into turn number 1 and 2. Jack Ruxay's on that outside line in that 3rd place position. He's going to want to try and make some moves on that 88X at Jameson Kane, but the white flag is out one more time around for Tovin Lima.
Lima leads down the back straight away. Works his way through 3 and 4, and he'll pick up heat race number 2 for these junior GSR flat carts. Jameson Kane in 2nd. And Jack Ruxay in the 17R finishes in 3rd.
Rowan Reed and Evan Sauter will round out the field, and that'll do it for these GSR Junior Flats. Next up, the Open Microsprints.
And while we got a bit of downtime, we'd like to thank Slack Lumber. Slack Lumber prides themselves with offering the very best quality at affordable prices. From tools to lumber, we have your next project covered. Be sure to check out our Pro program where members enjoy VIP treatments and get all the latest discounts, promos, and special events.
Now time to talk about Slack Lumber, as we're going to find out who will pull it in a Slack Lumber victory lane later tonight.
Heat number 2 for these William Bros Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. Starting on the pole for this one out of Brantford in the 80, that's Riley Mercer. And is outside in the 00 out of Dorchester, it's Jack Smolders. Rolling off 3rd out of Six Nations in the 0J, it's the Iceman Johnny Miller. And is outside out of Hagersville in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. Rolling off 5th and out of Harrisburg in the 71, it's Flying Ryan Wilson. And is outside out of Weldon in the 96, it is Brennan Hager.
Riley Mercer and Jack Smolders. What a starting lineup there. Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Microsprints.
2x2 down the back straight away. I believe Carter Long is going to give him the white flag. One more lap till we go green flag racing.